the game did end about the same way you'd predict it to. I'm going to say 2 sentences on that game from our analyst.
No armor. Armor does help.
All right.
That's my analysis for this game. And I'm going to give props to Robert. He really tried. He was like he's the second scorer in the server, even though his team lost 16-4, which is a very heavy carry. And he might need to get his back checked after this game.
Antwerp do come out on top. Robert stepping up for their opponents, but that will be all. Unfortunately, your hometown got smashed, but don't worry. There's still one more chance today for a very, very tight game. And I can't wait for it. United Bloodstock will be facing Swordfish Banjaluka's second team in our final game of the day. We're gonna take a quick break, smooth out the tech issues, make sure it doesn't happen again, come back with that final game, and I promise you it'll be closer. We'll be right back after this.
You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. Cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me, hold your hand while the pain was over, keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares too. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out. Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, how long do I got to keep you, to keep you? Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and you're always inside. Down in the deep of my mind, trying so hard not to keep you, to keep you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the City League. My name is TJ, joined by the one and only Brick, an absolute unit here on the cast with me as we're into our final game of the day. It'll be United Blastock facing off against the second Swordfish Bangelica side in our final game of the first day of the fourth season of the City League Counter-Strike series.
Those are a lot of numbers, and I'm not following anymore, but I guess we're playing Mirage again, by the way, so we're going back to the roots, to basics of CS,
Yes.
and maybe we'll see some more exciting CS now.
If I could request something from production, could you mirror my camera so our hair is pointing the same way?
Yes, it is.
Okay, we're good. We're good. We're all set.
Those are
We
the
don't need to
important
mirror
things,
any
yeah.
camera.
I
Mhm.
just need to buy a green screen real quick, just to get the continuity.
Yes,
But then I can't
and then we could just pretend to be
yeah,
in the same
we're
room.
in the
I
same
like it.
room, even though we're like 5 time zones apart. But it doesn't matter. It's all about the ID. It's about the feeling, right?
My understanding is that we are headed into Mirage for our final game of the day, a repeat of the last match. Every game so far, as has been the case on the first day of a lot of City League leagues, has been a little bit of a stump.
Yeah.
Teams still finding their footing. I'm hopeful, though, that this will be a change in pace, because we have two very experienced... Why is it black and white now?
Night
it is
vision.
a security camera.
It's night vision, people. Then you can...
Don't steal the PCs!
Yes, it's just it's just multi-tool, right? You can also use a security camera to just do the webcam. Just innovative.
Don't steal my heart either, because that's the closest they are to stealing anything, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's also pretty late there. It's almost 11 there. They're still going. I mean, these are real gamers, people.
They're trooping. You see that fist pump? You don't do that without energy. You can also see, I don't know if that's the second team behind them, the team we saw win their game earlier today.
No, that's this one, right? Yeah, that's the team we saw before. I mean,
You're right.
I recognize the
Swordfish
wallpaper.
Because we talked about how it kind of looks like a hotel wallpaper. One thing I'm a little bit worried about in both venues, although the other one's in black and white, so we don't actually know how dark it is that, like, I can't game in the dark. I have to have a light on, otherwise the difference between the bright screen and the rest of the room just, like, hurts my eyes a bit.
I think a lot of gamers wouldn't agree with you. I mean, in my experience, LANs are usually just dark rooms with only screens. I like to keep my light on as well, mostly because it makes me not look like someone who doesn't have a life, and also it helps my eyes not die, which is
that's my theory as well.
mean, but maybe there lots of people seem to prefer just playing without the lights. Maybe they don't like the distractions. They only want to see their screen, and maybe that's gonna win them this game.
All right, we'll find out. We are getting the players connecting right now. We do have somebody from Antwerp still in the lobby.
They can go now.
So
I mean, unless they really
That'll-
want to play again.
take a moment to sort out. As they do that, I'll recap the format for you guys. This is, of course, the first week of the regular season. At the end of the regular season, the top 2 teams from each group will go on. We have 3 weeks of that regular season. Each team plays 1 game a week. At the end of it, every team in both groups has played each other. And then we get into playoffs and decide who's going to win the prize pool, the glory, and the title of City League Season 4 champion.
Yeah, round robin is a really fun format for the viewer because they get to see every team face the other team, and it generally produces a lot of matches that are very nice to look at because they're short and you get a lot of teams in one night. So it's a very nice format for like a league that's broadcast.
His keyboard was no, go back. His keyboard has a rainbow thing on it, just like the one we had the other day. Front to the camera. Look at that keyboard.
You can program them. They're pretty nice. Just
it's pulsing from where the key presses are.
Just very distracting, but I mean RGB is always good, right?
More RGB, more wins. That's just how it works.
To be honest, I don't even have an RGB keyboard, so that's why I'm
Neither
bad.
do I. I have a boring mechanical keyboard I actually need to replace because it's getting quite old. Some of the keys don't work anymore.
I have some cheap Chinese ripoff, and it's still working. Surprisingly, I'm honestly surprised.
For all the shade that gets thrown at cheap Chinese ripoffs, every now and then you just need something from Alibaba.
Yeah, but it's a €30 mechanical keyboard, and it's actually pretty nice, and it's working. It's not broken yet, which is we're getting messages.
Is that your official review? Show us the keyboard. We're on camera. Put it up.
Oh, I'm throwing.
Oh no, I shouldn't have done that to you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, my entire desk is now flooded. No,
I could hear him get further away as well. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that to you. I apologize.
Look, there's an eagle on there.
Nice. I think that's American, not nice. Oh, I can hear that click. That's how you know it's a mechanical keyboard.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
My unit mates complain about it. They can hear my keyboard from my room, even though I live in the top room. Sorry.
Apparently, Games United are part of a RGB key community. I don't know what our observer means by that, but in my head, they have like a club and they meet up and sync up their RGB keyboards.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool, right? RGB club. I want to be part of the RGB club. Can somebody sponsor me an RGB keyboard? And then you can put that in a CV. Member of the official RGB club.
In esports, that probably would get me work. If you ever go to like ESL offices or NGE offices, you have these big like office spaces where all these esports tournaments are created, and it's just cubicles. But every PC in that entire office can run the latest game. It's got a 1080 Ti on it. They're using gaming mice. They've got gaming keyboards. They've got gaming headsets. And it's so unnecessary because the only thing they're doing on it is PowerPoint and Excel. But everyone there plays games, so they have all the peripherals anyways.
But they're running Excel on lightning fast speeds. They make spreadsheets.
Yeah.
They break the speed.
I'm very good at Excel.
Yeah?
Excel is an incredible program, and I've been learning to use it over like the last 3 weeks. It's my achievement. Pretty happy with it.
I'm very proud of you.
Send me your Excel spreadsheets.
Yes.
Over at City League GG on Twitter, or you can head on over to the hashtag TCL for all of the conversation on the City League. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, etc. as City League GG. On Twitch, we're just City League. You can follow that channel for all the updates on the Rocket League, League of Legends, and Counter-Strike leagues. We're all running at the same time here. You can find the full schedules, the full rules, the full signups for all of that over at cityleague.gg, which is the website.
We're missing 2 players in the server, but they're getting there, so I think we can get into this game relatively soon. And it's going to be Mirage again. We've seen Mirage in the previous map, of course. And we saw that the T's had relatively a lot of success at taking mid, which is important. But it did end up with the CTs being very dominant. So that's like the classic old Mirage, I would say. Do you think it's like important how good teams are on a map for how good their T sides are? Because that's a factor, I believe. That it's harder to play a T side if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, it's very easy, especially because the vast majority of us don't play competitively, to think of counter-terrorist side as the side where you need team play. But I would argue at the competitive level, the T side is much more dependent on tactics, much more dependent on strategy, because you just don't get into bomb sites without good sync.
Yeah, I think to a certain degree you can say that when you have a team of good aimers, you can just run in and pop headshots, and that is easier on the T side. But then you need to have you need to be very confident in your aim, and you need to group as a unit. So yeah. There's still more involved to that than just knowing which angles to hold and knowing when to fall back from certain angles. Also, it's just the natural way of CS, I guess, that maps are usually CT-sided. So the knife round does matter. It doesn't matter as much as on Train or as on Inferno. I think Train is especially CT-sided at the moment. But sadly not play tonight.
Not playing tonight because it's Counter-Strike time and nobody likes Train.
What? No. Stop hating on
Train. Train hasn't been a fun map since 1999. And you can't change my opinion on that.
I'm being seriously offended. Train is better than Mirage 100% of the time.
I did say earlier that Mirage is my favorite map, so maybe you can just judge my taste now.
Yeah. No further comments. I main Overpass, so I think that tells a story.
Overpass is alright. Nobody's offended by Overpass.
Many people don't play it though, because it's like a bit of a niche map, I guess.
It's different from a lot of the other maps. Although now it's not the most different because Vertigo is in the pool. Can't wait for the major.
Will Astralis also dominate on Vertigo?
Spoiler, yes.
Probably they will.
We do have all 10 players in the lobby, so we're just waiting on them to be 100% content. What I always like about the Swordfish, we saw this during their League of Legends games as well. They have people standing behind them, rooting for them.
Mental support.
There's always a peanut gallery.
That's like the sixth player, right? The people watching, the people cheering for you, making sound where you get those cheeky kills. Can be
as long as they're not
obnoxious.
No, he's right behind. To your left. You just missed it.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely played on LAN environments with that.
Yeah, sometimes you just see these teams playing in LAN with a group of people gathered around them. And I can only think that it's going to be very annoying for the people they're playing there. Trying to focus, and then there's this entire group of people standing 2 meters away from them.
Depends how chill they are.
Yeah, true.
Depends how chill they are. We are into game, though the ready has been thrown out, and that means it's knife round time.
It's interesting because Mirage is the knife round is CT-sided, I would say, because the CTs get there slightly earlier and they don't have to go through ramp, which is an interesting concept, but yeah, knives is going to be 50-50 anyway. You should hope then. You
should remind me next time we cast to cast at least one knife round like a MOBA team fight.
I usually
go up top.
I usually just don't cast knife rounds because they're very confusing.
Yeah, normally I just talk through them because what are you going to do? Either way, Swordfish win it. They call CT side.
Yeah. Reasonable. Safe option. And if they continue the streak of CT sides just dominating for the first 8 rounds, then they have a good start to this match. Oh, one of the players' hazard, his name is matching with the wallpaper they have. It also has like the chemical sign, like the chemical hazard sign.
Nice. What I like is that, there's a really fancy swordfish logo, and exactly one player has it.
Yeah, there should be more committed. Like if you have more pictures, you're a better team. It just works like that.
Like, actually, there is a correlation. And it's not causation. They're not better because they all have the same profile picture, but they're definitely like more in sync if they've got a team captain who yelled at them to all set their profile picture.
Yeah. Usually also you see some more commitment to a team when they have pictures. They're not just some mix because yeah. Anyway.
Any pressure from Games United as they begin to poke their way out. But the B side will be where the fake is deployed first. Maxu and Netrex both peek out of the apartments. One will get their head ripped off instantly. No rotate forced by it. They seem to have read it's a fake, and the Swordfish strike out on the other side as well, dominating. It's only Hub to find a response, and he's all alone there on the site, needing to pick up the bomb. I don't think he can land the shots. He does dual bug low. Netrex did find one on the flank, but not both fall simultaneously. Hazard and Gadra both get the final kills. It'll be Swordfish with their first round on CT.
Clean round from them. Oh, we have a tech issue here. Not the greatest, but a good, clean pistol round from the Swordfish players. Got some challenges, got some nice headshots there. And again, we see a very heavy SMG buy in the hands of Swordfish. I think this is a direct reaction on the new meta, which basically involves that people will usually just buy nothing in the second round. And having SMGs then can net you some easy money. However, you could also say that because getting one kill with an SMG isn't really worth it. So you could also say that just buying more rifles in this round is also worth the effort. It's just your approach to the game. Because I personally don't really like five SMG buys. I mean, you're playing against basically a free round, then you shouldn't take risks. And yeah.
I've been a fan of the split tactic a lot of pro teams are favouring. Maybe 2 rifles, full SMG aside from it.
Yeah, that's and then you just play riskier with the SMGs and have these rifles stand a bit more back. And if it goes well, you have a lot of money. And if you just happen to lose some of these duels, the rifles will usually clean up the mess, and you'll be fine anyway. So I think that's a more balanced strategy than just buying 5 SMGs.
We're out of the pools. We're into the game. No buy-up over on the Games United side. 2p for 250s, couple smokes. They'll work their way with that 5-man unit over towards the B site, where, to their credit, there is only one defender.
These smokes are interesting because they're pretty heavy investment in relation to the rest of the buy, and they're going a B execute, which could be very useful, but this molly is going to ruin it all. It's going to be a murder.
10 throws it down. The spray down. Oh, it's beautiful. 3 players instantly gone. 12 HP on Hub. He's gone. The ace.
Beautiful. The eco ace are the best ace, and it's a massacre in the apps. That Molotov is perfectly timed, and it's very well played for Swordfish because they saw that execute was coming, and then they stopped it with good utility without actually having to play around it, which is preventing is always better than recovering. So that's very nicely done from Swordfish. And they keep the SMGs in this round, the classic bonus round, which can work. But on Mirage, it's a bit harder to make work because there's lots of long angles.
Yeah, Games United have a half buy. Full AK's no utility, really. MP5 on defense already feels the threat of that as Hub is able to find an opener. Maka on the site has a Molotov to protect him, but he's eating nades down to half HP. The A site's in trouble.
That HP difference is gonna matter because winning a duel with 50 HP with a UMP is really hard. You're gonna need to hit the instant headshot, but
10 is all alone on B, and there are 3 players coming his way. Gandra's got one, but that'll be all on B as well, as T now does open things up. Bug finds the counter, though, meaning there are only 2 players alive to push this bomb, but the plant should land. Should.
It's gonna be a hard retake for the CTs, even though they have a man advantage. They're pretty low, but the position in the apps is gonna change a lot. I didn't see that yet, but that's gonna make it a lot easier because it's gonna eliminate so many angles, and the T's are probably not even looking there. They are just checking it, and it's gonna get a kill, and it's gonna be a 1v1 for Gandra against Tidenowski. He's shooting to bait to hide his fall. And then it works. No, he whiffs it. And he does have the time to eventually cut this, but he can't get the kill.
Oh!
I
A
did
nice little snap.
I really liked the ID. He shot to hide that he was falling. And it worked. The player just kept looking at the same angle, but then he like pre-fired the angle and nobody was there, so it was a bit sad. But it was a bonus round. They won't cry too much about that. But Bug has to play with a deagle, and the utility isn't that great.
Galil Scout coming through from the somewhat broken Games United buy, though. So I'd say it's about even. Interestingly enough, the B player, 10MG, is now playing mid with an AWP. Gandra over towards that B site is picked up as he tries to take over that position, and this leaves Hazard all alone. He's got an M4 for a trade back up the open mid, rings out, taking down Tomes. Nicely done. Maxu's going to rush this smoke over towards B, and that's dangerous. The bomb is all the way back, not even picked up by the Games United side. Hazard will grab the frag, and this looks rough for Games United.
Gonna be an A execute, but the bomb isn't even on their back. Somebody has to go back and retrieve the bomb, and they don't really have the time to do that. I don't think the CTs know that United Bialystok doesn't have bomb control, but they might get a feeling when the timings start to go off. And it's a very easy mistake to make, but it might risk the round for the T's here.
Watch Maka. He's just chilling here on the flank. But the bomb's in mid. Hazard doesn't know! He'll be grabbed up by Tita now. 30 seconds left on the clock. Maka does in the boost over Toll Boots, and he's slowly working out where the remaining players are. He'll drop the bomb inside the connector. There's the trade. 20 seconds left. Hub can grab the bomb, and he's going to try and book it to B. 17 seconds. Maka doesn't know. He checks the wrong angle. He'll get the plant. 10 seconds left. He's got plenty of time.
That's a big risk to take from Hub, but it works out for him, and now he has a very good position to clutch this, because Maka doesn't have a kit, and he can just basically pick an afterplan position, and Maka has to check them all. Hub chooses for the apps, and we'll see if Maka can predict this position and win the clutch.
He's got the sight. A few shots fired does mean that Hub knows where Maka is. Maka has to check everything, like you were saying. He rotates all the way down, and now he just doesn't have time. He guessed wrong, didn't check apps. He'll call it a day, drift off. That's a scout. Good trade. Hub will get away with it. Oh, and he might even get the exit. Maka's backing up towards him. The frag goes through. Beautiful round for Games United.
Yeah, very well. Very well done from them. Also, the economy of Swordfish is now completely ruined. They have 2k on each player, meaning they can't buy anything. Otherwise, they can't buy in the next round. And Maxiu is trying to advantage from that, from buying a Mac 10. Also, Thomas is buying the Scout again because he didn't have the money, which is also a very effective weapon. It's going to be the mid push, a kill for Bug, and another one coming in.
Oh,
and it's looking very spicy here in mid.
USPs earning their pay today. And actually, they pinned Tomes all the way back here. Tita now finally gets a response. Tomes chimes in as well. The Scout brings out. And that will be the end of the shenanigans. 2 kills go to Bug on the USP rush. That's it.
It's getting very dicey, but luckily the player Thomas, after behind the sandbags, can keep his aim up, can stay alive, and he saves the round. So they don't get wrecked by USPs, which is always a good thing. Swordfish can buy again, and interestingly, they have 4 M4A1ASs. That's something that's a rare sight nowadays.
I like him. Big fan.
It's a fun gun to play with. You feel like Scream. I don't think it's objectively a better gun, but it's nice to play with.
I don't feel like Scream, but like I said, I can't spray, so...
And it's the ideal gun
helps.
for you.
Yep. Oh, rough. Gondra, Bug, both grab kills. Gondra's got no HP, so he will be traded out, but he doesn't know Maka's this close. He falls back, though, due to the flash. Maxu stays alive. Very nicely done. Hub's trapped in the connector in the meantime. That's Hazard who's got him pinned. They know where he is. Hub can't win the fight. With 11 HP left, he'll be shortly going down in a moment. There's the side execute. Maxu will swing out. Shut down Bug. That opens things up. Hub actually works his way out of the connector, making this now very dicey for Maka, who's pinned on the site. He needs Hazard to save the day. He'll do it, swinging through the connector. The bomb's coming out towards A. And Maka won't be able to get out. Nicely done from Maxu. Hazard's at the bottom of the stairs. 10 rotating on the long flank A ramp. They know where Hazard is. They have no idea 10's going to do this, though. He'll find a kill for free. The bomb does go down. It's all on Tomes at the back of the site. He will find one. Good headshot. Glocks out because he's got no ammo left. 10's pushing it close range, but the time is not in his favor. He has to make a play, and he'll do it. Sliding around the corner to remove the enemy player and tie up the scoreline 3-3.
Again, we see that United just throws down the bomb somewhere, and then they have to retrieve it before they go into the bomb site, which costs them a lot of time, and this allows for this very long flank through the B apps and eventually to ramp. This allows for this to happen, and that's eventually what costs them the round, because they're not expecting the flank. So these small mistakes of executing without the bomb being near you, that's just, they're gonna cost you rounds, and they're so easy to like prevent. So that's, I mean, you can also see it on the positive sides, or at least they're not making very structural mistakes.
No, their actual team play once you get into rounds has been good.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a lot closer than the past matches we had, so that's nice.
Looks like a little bit of a B-side focus. 10's back anchoring the site with an M4. A little bit of a broken buy on the Swordfish side.
Yeah, it's interesting that they decide to buy one P250 with that armor, even though they had some money left, but the rest of the team does have some weaponry. Also, there's some like the utility is pretty missing all the CTs, but Maxu plucks him out of the air.
10MG kept re-peeking that same angle, and finally he's punished for it. The flashbang does miss the window bounce, which is very good for Hazard, who's sitting underneath it, otherwise undetected. The fire will be rained in from the site, but it's a bait. Enough players have rotated over. Swordfish, I think, has caught wind of this. They'll push Bug back over to A as the push comes out of the A ramp. Maka now spots it. He's going to try and pull back under Palace, but he gets stuck on a post. Gunned down because of it. Bug is aware, but blind. He can't get to the side in time. Hazard will try and get up the stairs. There are two players here, and they have got Games United on the rotate. Hazard will grab one, Bug the other. The trades are there, but Contra's arrived with the Bamas, and that means it'll be a clean up. Games United only hope is Tom Ace on the flank. A P250, armor, nothing else.
It's a brawl on the A bomb site as United goes into that fight with an advantage, but they simply can't trade well enough, and they lose side control to these SMGs, and that's a painful way to lose, especially because they are out of money and they have to buy pistols, some armor for Thomas and for Maxu and Nitrix. That's gonna be about it, and this should be the 5-3 for Swordfish if they play this right.
Very hard to switch sides fast on Mirage. Just doesn't work well. Bug will be working well though in mid. Him and Hazard grab the kills. Sees that headshot down mid, finds an answer. And that will be the only thing going against Swordfish. They lose one player in exchange for 4 on the anti-eco. They'll be happy with that, provided Season Out doesn't land any sick 1-deeks. It's 5-3, Swordfish in the lead.
Yeah, clean. Anti-eco round, it's just, they just challenge mid, they go in with their rifles, they know they have the advantage. You're taking a risk that you might catch a deagle headshot. but it's otherwise a very like relatively safe strategy to clean up these anti-eco rounds. But now the T's have rifles again, and they're gonna go for mid control again, which I really like because it's really important to take it, even though you might not use it in the end.
Gandra already found a good opener though onto that mid control. And Swordfish have been consistently doing this. Every time you go for that free mid, a little bit of hope comes through. Gandra will get another Teeden out full. Nedrix does finally shut down the player, and Bug is instantly there to answer. This connector position has been almost impossible for Games United to take. And in the meantime, over towards A, Hub, who tried to lurk his way out, is shut down. Maxu, though, lands 2, finally fights his way up connector, taking advantage of that distraction. He's in a 1v2 now with 5 HP.
It is a possible clutch, but it's definitely not easy. He does have the bomb, he does have some time, but his headshots have to be on point. Because 5 HP, you're not going to win a duel when it gets messy. And he chooses to stay here on mid for a relatively long time. I think he's counting on that the CT is going to separate.
He gets a 1-1 either way.
And he's trying to force a one-on-one, which is a good strat. But still, I think a one-on-one should go to the CT 80% of the time, if they know what they're doing. So he's going to walk it through now.
Especially with 5 HP. I don't think 10MG knows he's there. 15 seconds. 14 now. He's running out of time. If he had more time, he could lurk around. But as is, he hasn't cleared this side, and he's just got a plant. There's the flashbang. Now the plant. 5 seconds left. The bomb will go. No, it doesn't go down. 10MG able to grab the kill seconds before it.
Well played by the CT there. Didn't peek. Was just hiding on site. He knew that time was low and the player was low. So, yeah, even if it got to a plant, you can just run out and try to deny it or get some time. So it's well played from Swordfish as they take their 6th round. And again, the economy of United is completely gone. They have some upgraded pistols and they have some armor, but they're gonna rush mid. And it's not going all too well for them, as of yet.
Kendra? They just ran past him. Finally, Netrix turns and takes him out. Maxi will lurk out onto the palace porch, but he can't even get one, dropping Bug to just like 4 HP, not closing the deal.
I mean, we're getting closer in these rounds. The T's are more coordinated, they seem to be grouping up, but their economy has been a bit rough for the past rounds. They've been winning and then losing straight after, so they've been playing with pistols for a lot of the rounds you see on the top of the screen. Now they have a buy, they have an op, they have 2 ops, and they have a player less than Swordfish.
Yeah. Hazard instantly grabbing 1. And actually Maxu's got to get worried now because he's shown that all. Hazard's a little bit too worried about mid though to challenge Maxu because he's trying to get out. The flashbang does open up his opportunities. He'll hit Tomax down to 48 HP, and Netrix is in trouble as well as Maxu's burned to death at mid. A second kill comes through. It's just Netrix up top with 7 HP. Wall spam could take him out. He'll wide peek Gandra and pay the price. Only 1 player remains for Games United. That's Hub in a ramp.
He's not anywhere near the bomb. He's also spotted, I think, by now. No, he's not yet, so he could surprise Bug here. Which he will do, he will get the frag, but he has 50 seconds to get 4 kills and plant the bomb, but the second
That was a
one,
sick flash!
he's getting there, people.
I love how clean he's checking these angles. Jumps past the window, will be able to make a turn. Hub, absolutely dominating real quick. Mid control, both players are up top, so they don't exactly have a crossfire unless he chooses to push it. He can get 2 1v1s if he plays this cleverly. 20 seconds though, as you highlighted. This is a rough one. Hazard will win the fight.
Yeah, it's basically, he has to get 2 kills because he can't run back to side in 15 seconds. And that's the ideal position to be in as a CT. You can just run away or can just hide somewhere in a cubby. And they played that well again. They're very structural in the clutches. They don't do dumb stuff. And that does reward you against teams like this, but also against better teams if you're like more structurally sound.
It's harder to catch you off with just raw aim.
Yeah, exactly. You're more resistant to like yeah, random rounds or just crazy skill.
Yeah.
If you're more consistent in your play. Oh, what?
A boost in the window. Maka greets his guest with an off shot. Proceeds to watch the rush. And there's a boost as well onto mids. Oh, Gadra barely wins that out. Netrix from the chair position almost got him, but almost doesn't win you rounds. As the kills now go 3 against them. Hub will find 1. The star of the last round picks off Hazard with a nice little headshot. And Tita now finds another. Now this is suddenly entirely too even for their liking. As Maka drifts out into Hub's crosshair. There's only 8 HP on this player, which means Gandra falls as well. And it's all been undone. Swordfish, a moment of overconfidence, a series of aim duels, and they all go to Games United.
I set up this entire story about Swordfish being more structural and not making dumb
They
mistakes.
just took 1v1s.
And literally the round after, they just starting. It took 5 1v1s. Like the upper peeking in mid, he has no reason to peek there. But this round isn't over yet because Lomicha still has.
I am not following you there. 10 will push out onto the side. He'll go down.
I think it's Lomicha because 1 is often an I and 4 is often an A. So Lomiga.
Not following you there. That's insane. Does that mean anything?
I don't know. I mean, that's how I would pronounce that. I mean, the alternative is Lom 1G4.
Contra in mid. Just crept back to it range with it all. Got flanks as well. Swordfish maybe a little bit angry about the results of that last round. Won't be doing too well as Hub finds an answer. Bug will trade out metrics though, which puts the favour still their way. 2 players now remain for United. Both top mid.
Kenner with the up peek in connector will get the kill on Thomas, and it's Tidenowski with his AK and the bomb to clutch it for his team. He is in the connector and nobody's watching him at the moment, but his timing is going to be a bit unfortunate as the CT turns around, checks his position, and now he's stuck in the connector. It's going to be one hell of a clutch, and he can't do it. 9-4 for the
It's really heads up though. He uses the smoke, turns around, knows there's going to be a peek from Cap. I believed.
Yeah, but he was. If he wasn't spotted coming out of the connector, it was doable because the player window wasn't really aware of Con. But luckily, his teammate covered him, and all went well for the CTs. And now we see a very similar buy from both teams. 1 SMG in the mix because there's not enough money. But for the rest, a fast round for United.
Tita now through the box, a flick headshot. Bugs down. Not bad at all. Maxu follows up as well. Games United want to play this one fast, and so far it's working out as they clean out the A side. Marker falls as well.
Ooh.
Hazard wants the flank, and he's the last player alive, which means he's got his work cut out for him. Gabdra fell to the